Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nev, and today we're doing day 2 of my Pilates Reformer Focus series, and today's class will be focusing on legs. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna start with one red, the foot bar is up, and we're gonna start laying down on our backs. So one red spring, lay down on your back, and place those heels on the foot bar, arms down by your body, and you're in neutral spine. Let's curl the tailbone, start to roll those hips up towards the ceiling. Try your best to keep the carriage still, it's very light. Once you're up, you're gonna hold. We're gonna lower the hips down halfway. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Hips drop halfway, and then lift and squeeze. So while you're doing these, you're trying your best to keep the carriage at its stopper, which is probably the hardest part. We're here for 5. Think of pulling your heels towards your bum. 4. Every time the hips press up, the ribs drop down. 3. This is 2. And one more. Hold at the top, and then roll yourself down. Keep that carriage closed. Pull the heels to your bum as you articulate your spine down. We're curling the tailbone again, rolling those hips up again, keeping that carriage at its stopper, dropping the hips halfway again. Exhale, lift. Halfway again. Exhale, lift. All right, we're gonna add a little double pulse. So when you lift, you're gonna exhale, exhale, halfway down. You lift some more, halfway down. Pulling heels to bum, keeping the carriage closed. We're here for 4. Notice what glute is working harder. 3. Try to recruit those glutes evenly. 2. And now last one here. Hold, pull yourself in and roll yourself down, bone by bone, and then release to neutral. All right, let those knees sway side to side. And now we're gonna take those heels wide on the foot bar. We're turned out. We're gonna squeeze those glutes. We're gonna lift the hips up. We're gonna push out to straighten the legs, and as we do, we're gonna drop the hips to a hover. And then we're gonna bend those knees. We're gonna pull ourselves in as we lift those hips up, 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 up. Again, we push out, we drop those hips to a hover. Squeeze those glutes, drive your hips up as you drag yourself in. We're here for 4, so that tension is so light. My hamstrings are shaking. This is 3. Good, keep pulling the heels to the bum. This is 2. One more time. Good, you're gonna bring it all the way into the stopper. You're gonna hold, and then you're gonna roll the spine down. Release to neutral, sway those knees side to side. All right, we have one last thing here. We're gonna take the feet, hip distance parallel, heels on again, curl the tail, roll those hips up. Keep your hips nice and still, pick up your right leg, set it down. Left leg, set it down. All right, take your time. That carriage is light, so the hardest part is the tension is light. So the hardest part is keeping that carriage still. Keep marching, keep your pelvis stable. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. The heels come down, press your hips up. Pull yourself in if you've opened the machine and roll yourself down. Whew. Sway those knees side to side and then come on off. All right, we're gonna bring the foot bar all the way down. We're gonna switch from red to blue. And I'm going to grab my small platform and my box. I'm gonna place my box right in front of the shoulder rests, short length. All right, I'm coming up to stand, facing my foot bar. I'm gonna take my left foot forward. My right foot stays back, the heels touching the box. I'm on the ball of my foot. Fingertips at the temples, nice and tall here. I'm gonna bend into my front leg as I push the carriage out with the back leg. Front knee is above the ankle and I'm leaning forward. I'm hovering my belly off my thigh. And then I'm gonna come right back up using that front leg. Again, the knee bends, back leg, energy through it as you push back. Check your front knee above the ankle and then drive up from that heel to come up. Good, so we're gonna do this for 4 more. Really focusing on the heaviness of the heel. Sit heavy into that heel, find your glute, and then lift up and out of it. This is 2. And 1 more like this. All right, the movement in the legs doesn't change. We add a twist. We twist to the left as we go into this lunge. We come, whoa, right back. And again, we twist and we lunge. A little more control this time as I come up. Good, so find that inner thigh of your left leg. Keep it energized. We're here for 4. Pushing from that front heel. For 3. And for 2. 1 more time. All right, we come back down. Last part, no rotation. Bend the front leg and hold. Back knee's gonna bend, it's gonna come right under your hip. You're gonna push that carriage out. All right, so front leg isn't moving, belly's up, ribs up. You're leaned forward, hugging your left hip in. We're here for 5. Heavy in that left heel. 4. And 3. And 2. And now last one here. Good, now close the carriage, but stay in this bent position. Reach your arms up, come up a little, come down a little. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step it up. Good. All right, left foot, step it back. You're on the ball of your foot, your heels back, fingers at the temples. We're bending the front knee, energy through the back heel, front knee above the ankle, leaning forward, and then pushing from that heel to come up. Again, inhale and exhale. Good. Find that front heel. The heavier you can be in it, the more engagement you'll feel through that glute. We're here for 3, for 2, 1 more like this. All right, the movement in the legs doesn't change. You go into your lunge, you lean forward, you find your rotation, and you return. Lean, lunge, rotate, and return. We're here for 4. And 3. And 2. Last one here, heavy on that heel, and then push off of that heel to come up. All right, lunge, lean forward, and stay there. Front knee bends right underneath your hip, and then it presses back. 6. You're hugging your right hip in. 5. Front leg is not moving. 4. Nice straight spine. You're breathing, belly rising. 3. This is 2. One more time, you press it out, you bring it in. Both legs are bent, hold, straighten your spine, straighten your arms up a little, down a little. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, step up. Whew, good work. All right, come on down. Take your box, flip it lengthwise, and I want you to favor the right side of your machine with the box. So slide it over to the right and grab your strap. You're going to come onto your box, hands and knees, facing the shoulder rest. I like to walk my knees in. I sit on my feet. I pull that strap closer, and I'm going to put my right foot in the strap. Once I've done that, the rope's going to be inside of my hands. And it's actually going to be on the inside of my right knee, okay? Not on the outside, the rope. Ropes between the hands and the ropes on the inside of my right knee, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, belly engaged, nice straight spine. We're gonna push with this right leg to find our glute. And then we're gonna bend that knee to bring it back, hovering off the box. Exhale, find your glute. So a lot of core, a lot of upper body, but you are trying to feel that right glute, that right bum cheek as that leg gets long. We're here for 4. And regardless of what your leg does, the spine curvature doesn't change. 3. So keep the belly lifting, keep the ribs lifting. 2. All right, one more. You're going to keep the legs straight. You're going to hold. You're going to dip the toes down a little. You're going to squeeze that glute to lift. Dip it down a little and then lift. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Bend the knee. Bring it in. Walk your knees a little closer to your hands. Sit back at your feet and carefully take that strap off. All right, we're gonna come off. We're gonna move that box over to the left. Grab your strap. Come onto hands and knees and then have a seat on your feet. Place that strap around your left thigh. And then the rope is between the hands and in the inside of your left knee. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, belly up, ribs up. No movement in the spine. Don't fall over to your right. Push your left leg out. Find your glute, feel it, and bend it to bring it in. The leg goes long, like you're trying to reach out of that strap, and then bend. Good, you're not falling over to the right. So resist that. Squeeze that glute every time your leg straightens. We're here for 4 and 3, 2, and now last one, you're going to keep your legs straight, hold. Dip the toes down a little. Now squeeze that cheek and push your heel up. 5. Now don't fall over to the right. Ribs, belly lift. 4. Don't lose the core. 3. Find and feel that cheek. 2. And 1 more. Bend the knee, bring it in. Walk the knees a little closer. Have a seat on your feet and take that strap off. Alrighty, we're gonna come up. I'm gonna take this box and flip it short length in front of my shoulder rest, and I'm gonna switch my tension to a red. No blue, just one red. Coming to stand on the box. Parallel with the legs, we're gonna bring the fingertips right in front of the chest. We're gonna go into a squat. When you're in your squat, you should be able to lift your toes up, your weight's in the heels, you're leaned forward, your bum is back in space, and you're trying to get this sensation of spreading those cheeks wide. From here, we're gonna push with both feet to straighten the legs, and at the same time, we're gonna thrust those hips forward, and then we're gonna close that carriage as we come back down into this squat. So we rise up at the same time, we open, we thrust, and then we come back down, okay? So I want you to make sure that you're able to get to that spot where you're tall and pressing those hips forward. If not, maybe the tension's too strong. Right, find your glutes. Lots of power in those legs spreading apart. We're here for 5. 4, push out of those heels. And 3. And 2. All right, last one. Good, meet me in your squat, stay there. Left leg only pushes the carriage out, it bends. Out, it bends. Now your right leg is so still, so is your body. You're not moving your body. You're so heavy on that right heel. You want to feel your right cheek. It's spreading wide and it's kind of pushing out to the side. 5, 4, right leg still. 3, shoot your bum back a little more. 2, last one. Hold your squat for a moment, get a little lower, and then straighten those legs. All right, switch it over. We're starting in a squat, parallel. Weight in the heels. Spread the cheeks wide, lean forward. We're going to push the carriage, straighten the legs, thrust the hips forward, come back down into the squat. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale, push both feet apart, both feet close with control. We're here for 4. Good, find those glutes. 3, 2, 1 more. All right, you hold your squat, right leg only. Now your goal is to make your left heel so heavy, to make your left cheek feel like it's pushing out to the side. Good, 5. Can you lean more forward, spread the cheeks apart more. 4, be even more still in that leg. 3, body is still. 2, give me 1 more. Close that carriage, a little lower in your squat, and then come up. Good work. Come on off, let's bring the platform off, as well as the big box. 1 red, 1 blue. Foot bar all the way up. Hands on the foot bar, thumbs the same way as the fingers, and then straighten out the angle of your wrist so there's not a lot of pressure there. Kind of rotate your knuckles to point down. Get the heels to walk back as much as possible. When you're ready, we're gonna hover those knees to the height of the foot bar and meet me there. So on that exhale, knees lift. We're gonna push the carriage out with both legs. We're gonna bring it in. We're gonna push it out. We're gonna bring it in. Good. So your arms are pushing you back in space a little. Your shoulders are not right above the wrists. You're moving from the bottom half of your body, using the power of your legs, but the strength of your core and your arms to stabilize. 10, 9, 8, 7, control the return, no slamming in the stopper. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, now straighten your legs and flatten your feet onto the reformer. All right, feet flat, all your weight is back into your heels. You should feel a nice stretch already. Wiggle your bum a little, side to side. And now strengthen the shoulders so they don't move. Push the carriage out. Try to get the heels to stay down. Find a stretch in your calves. And then exhale. Close that carriage and feel all your weight back into the heels. Carriage out, and then close all the weight back into the heels. 2 more, carriage out, in. 1 more time, out, in, hold. Walk your hands to your feet, find a fold in the body, and then start to roll yourself up slow. Take your time. Soft bend in the knees as you stack your lower back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, neck, and head. Nice, good work, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That was day 2 of the Focus series. Please come back for day 3. If you like that video, please subscribe, and I'll see you soon.